morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Yes, it's 12:30 in the afternoon in our old England, and the weather, well, even though it's showing a tiny bit of sunshine, it's very grey. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of a blue, and it is rather chilly outside. Okay, my delicious babies. So that's the weather forecast. I hope it is better wherever you are in the world now then. And I hope that you're all super duper well, and thank you so very much for any likes or, any views, and so much love to each and every one of you, okay? And I hope that life is treating you most deliciously. Now then, my little lovelies, I just have, just some quickie videos today, okay, my delicious little babies. Now, the first one, this is on BitChute, my delicious little babies, the search engine of your choice. I do mention him from time to time. The space Corbett space report. Okay, so it's the space Corbett space report, and then space bar BitChute, and then you should have reached your destination. The video should read: how to use R for Romeo, S for sugar, RSS. Hashtag solutions watch. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that for you. How to use RSS, thing. Hashtag solutions watch. Okay, my delicious little babies. The Corbett report is now up to 64.4 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Okay, so he's rather high, okay, for BitChute, okay, because you do get some who are, but mainly, because it does take a long time. I mentioned this before, to build up on BitChute and everything. Anyway, this is about 30 minutes long, just over, and so it means really simple syndications. Okay, my delicious syndications, okay, my delicious little babies. So there are certain websites apparently who use this RSS, okay. And basically what it does, because me personally, I've heard about it, but I've never really looked into it. And there we are. And I must be honest with you, my delicious little babies, I never really have, okay? But apparently it's sort of, I only mean this as a figure of speech. But what it does, there we are, it cuts out the middleman. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so if anybody's interested, please and thank you. Please take a listen to the Corbett report, James's video. Okay, my delicious little babies. Apparently this has been around for 22 and a half years. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, but I suppose not everybody knows. I mean, ones who are in the tech world will know, but or somebody who's very good at this sort of thing. My ears were buzzing then when I just said that. But for others, they will not know, okay? But yeah, very, very interesting little video to listen to, my delicious little babies. Now then, the next one. Well, these two are under the same upload of my delicious little babies, okay? So, and with anybody not in that way. Our lovely Jim space, search engine of your choice, Crenshaw with a C, not a K. So it's Jim space Crenshaw, then space bar BitChute, and then you should have reached your destination. Now the first one, this video is just about just over a minute long, my delicious little babies. Now I have been harping on about this, okay, my delicious little babies, there we are, and so have others, okay. But this uploader with Jim, God bless him, happens to have 81.2 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. So yes, he's pretty high as well. God bless him. God bless you, Jim, and God bless you, James. Okay. So the video should read, okay, and it is the most recent. Okay, he's probably put up another one by now. Okay, but he does put up a few a day. Okay, so 2 or 3 anyway. The video should read: man scans random. We do not like this word, people, but I prefer mankind, but anyway, Man scans random people with high-tech glasses, yes, that utilise AI to reveal identities and personal info. Yes, my delicious little babies, so I'll just repeat that again for you, shall I? Man scans random people with high-tech glasses that utilises AI to reveal identities and personal info. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, he does tell somebody, tell these, some of these or these, man and woman afterwards, okay? And the one says, give me a pair of those glasses, do you see what I mean, okay? But on a serious note, which we, myself and others, okay, that doesn't mean no, okay, have been talking about this for rather a long while now, and it is very real. So, say at one time, if you go back decades ago, and somebody had come up to you and they're wearing the glasses, because some wear glasses, some wear contact lenses, and some wear no glasses at all. Well, you wouldn't spare a thought of anything. So, say, for example, if they're asking directions to somewhere, well, you would, naturally just say, oh, yes, well, it's that way. We've all done it. We've all given somebody directions where to go. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? But when you're being scanned and then they know where you work or they know lots of different things about you, it's rather frightening, my delicious little babies. It's frightening. It's intimidating, okay? And it's, there we are, and before I even say it, it's damn well disgusting. Because if somebody approaches you with these type of Mr. Magoo noddle glasses now, okay, on his birthday, yes, okay, well, what right has that man or woman who happens to be wearing these, what right do they have to be taking your data and information just by looking at you, my delicious little babies, okay? You have not given consent for this. Just like when we see all of these damn flipping effing cameras everywhere. None of us have given consent for this, my delicious little babies. And I'm done saying it like I've said it before. China, with good old China, do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? When, what they're wanting to do, they want the rest of the world, there we are, to follow suit. Do you see what I mean, okay? But nobody's asked for this. Do you see what I mean? But unfortunately, you probably have some who will do this as an experiment. My delicious little babies, for the right ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Do you follow what I'm saying? My delicious little babies. See, stumbling again. And then you'll have others where it's like, how can I explain it? It's like some sort of control mechanism. There we are, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Do you see to me? It's like, oh, I can find out everything about you. And something that's just came to my noddle. What about if you could have a man or a woman now? That's just came to me, who could be going on a date or anything. Do you see to me? And somebody is wearing, there's Mr. Magoo specs. Okay, my delicious little babies. I've got nothing against anybody who wears glasses. I, from time to time, have to wear, if it's super duper small writing. But I try my best not to wear them. But my point is that, say if there was to go on a date, well, it's ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. In order to get to know somebody, you don't put a set of these on and read all somebody else's data or, maybe where they work or any situation. Do you see what I mean? So I regard this, my delicious little babies, as being most serious. And I have talked about this on and off on my videos over the months, my delicious little babies, and so have others. It's like this silly meta business, you know what I mean? These silly flipping goggles that they wear. They look like, like them snorkelers. Like those, my delicious little babies, so that you're not living in reality. But for that, I do not feel is a very good invention at all, my delicious little babies. Well, neither of them are very good inventions, my delicious little babies, okay? This is just another way to control us out here. There we are, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean, okay? So if somebody comes up to you, okay, and they do not, happen, do you know what I mean, to look quite right, meaning if they're wearing a certain type of specs, my delicious little babies. My strong suggestion, see I'm stumbling again, but I'm not changing my video. My strong suggestion, my delicious little babies, would be to look the other way and just say, no thank you, go and ask somebody else. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because that man or woman has not asked for permission to even look at your birth dress. Do you see what I mean, okay? Let alone, do you see what I'm saying? But that's what they do. They come up all innocently. And of course, these, on this super duper short video, they were totally, God bless them, clueless. They had no idea that this was even taking place. Do you see? That is totally invading anybody's privacy, my delicious little babies, and this must not be tolerated. But you will get, like I said, some mothers do have them, you know what I mean? You will get some, because it's a control thing, isn't it, to find out everything about everybody else now then, isn't it? Have they not got nothing better to do with their time? But you are going to get this, do you see? Because there's some where the lift certainly does not go up to the top floor, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Then certainly not all the cups in the cupboard. Do you see? Okay? Just like you have others, you know, behind the little keyboard. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Where they want to find out this, that and the next thing now, you know, about somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Well, I see that as being very disturbing, my delicious little babies. Do you see? So when you look at the way that technology has been made, yes, if it is used sensibly, there's not an issue. But when it is not used sensibly, this is when there we are, unfortunately, encounter these problems, my delicious little babies. But that's just a food for thought. Now, if you click on the little circle with our Jim Crenshaw, God bless him, if you click on there, okay, you'll see other videos. Well, actually, you can just scroll down. Now, there's another video there, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And this one's just over 3 minutes long, my delicious little babies. Now, I wanted to mention this as well, okay? With Jim Crenshaw, the same uploader, okay? You only have to look down, you know, and it's not far to find, okay? And this video should read, tabletop fire pit. Again, people burning themselves, okay? Company being sued by dumbasses. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Tabletop fire pit, people burning themselves, company being sued by dumbasses. Right, okay, so I'm going to explain this. And again, this is extremely, I feel, very dangerous. Now, if you look at it, fire pits, okay, usually would be outside, wouldn't they? So say, for example, if you're doing, say, a barbecue, or you do buy those, what are they? Those little, they're like little triangles, you know what I mean? I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and what it is, you put like the logs in and everything, yes? So that if you're sitting outside, and say, for example, if it starts to go rather chilly, then you can use one of those burners, okay? But that's outside, okay? Then inside, you have where some have log burners, okay, my delicious little babies, but usually they're very well protected, okay? So they're not going to hurt man or woman or little bairns. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay? But these, now, I'm going to be honest with you, I've forgotten all about these. I have seen them. My point in all of this is, I see them as being, there we are, very dangerous. Now, if you look at the average table, it's not metal, is it? It's not steel, is it? Again, you'll probably find a lot of that where it'll be outside in the garden or something like that. It'll either be glass or, do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying that ones do not have glass indoors. No, I am not. I mean, that's happened for decades. But what I'm saying is that, because there's glass everywhere, isn't there, my delicious little babies? Anyway, the point being is that if you've got that little burner, it's like a little rectangle, then it's like, you know, inside, it's like a, you know, rectangle, you know what I mean? It's deeper. And then you put like the fuel in, then you light it. Okay? Well, this poor woman, has had a really awful experience, my delicious little babies, with this particular burner. So what's happened is, so it went out, I do believe was a throwing a dinner party, herself and her husband. And so was it a husband who went to light it again just to put a tiny bit of fuel in? Well, these flames can go rather high, my delicious little babies. And this poor woman had 40%, there we are, burns. My delicious little baby, she's totally devastated about it. Well, you would be, wouldn't you, my delicious little babies? Myself, these inventions, right, it's very clear to myself that nobody should really buy anything like that, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Certainly should not be in the home. I mean, even when you used to have log fires, you know, you probably see that actually, like in cottages and things like this now then, okay? And usually you'll have a fire guard, you know, had them for decades, my delicious little babies, okay? But this type of thing now, you imagine it's like doing a barbecue, yes? I've done it myself. You use the, you know, the fuel thing yourself. So to start it off, you give it a, you know, squirt it. Do you see what I mean? And then what happens is the flames, like that. Well, this is indoors, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? So it's very dangerous. So that poor woman, I felt ever so sorry, but please take a little look at it. It's not, this is no joke. I mean, this is very serious, and it has harmed others as well. So my point is, for the sake of making a table look super duper fancy and delicious, I wouldn't even go there. My delicious little babies, if you look over the decades, you used to have, what do they used to call them? Candelabras. Somebody bought me one years and years and years ago. A dear lady who I used to look after, you know, we were super duper close. She was an elderly lady, and her dear daughter-in-law bought me one, you know, where you put the candles in, you know what I mean? The stick candles, okay? But they're secure. So even if you light them, they're not going anywhere. And of course, you know, one's hosted dinner parties like that for decades, 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 decades and decades. Do you see what I mean, okay? And I'm not saying that there was never a problem if it maybe wasn't positioned correctly. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is they would be far safer than anything like that. I mean, anybody who buys that, I mean, I'm so sorry to have to say it, is completely and utterly, we do not like this word, stupid. There we are, simple things. You know, and I'm very sorry to hear about that poor woman and others. But, you know, before buying something, please look at what you're buying first. That I feel that this is the answer to it. Well, I do not feel, there we are, I know. Do you see what I mean? Okay, it's all ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. I'm pretty sure now that that poor dear woman should be afraid of going near any fire, whether it's a barbecue or otherwise. Do you see what I mean? It would frighten you for the rest of your life. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, very, very, very sad. Really sad. And she's got the scars, and very sadly, you know, she'll always have the scars. Do you see what I mean? Okay, it's just not worth it for a dinner party or to look fancy. I don't think so. This is the world it's become, my delicious little babies. Like I said, it's too, everything is material. Do you know what I mean? Ones need to bring themselves back again and come back to basics. There we are, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Not all this silly business now. And I'm sure that whoever invented it, I'm pretty sure would have had the ding, ding, dong, dong noddle to know that really this type of thing now should be outside, not inside. Okay, let me give another example. Would anybody in the right noddle, the right mind, light up fireworks in the home? No, they wouldn't do that, would they? Because they're meant for out, there we are, sad. It's the same thing, isn't it? Okay? So at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I was making anyway. But very sad. I hope she starts, you know, God bless her, to feel, you know, better soon. God bless her, and then anybody else who is affected, very sadly. But they should be taken off the market. There we are, straight away. Of course, you know, when they knocked on, you know, the company, there was no answer. There's nobody at the door. There's nobody at the door. Strange that, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Now then, next one, my delicious little babies. So we tick those off. They're all ticked off. Now then, this is on BitChute, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 3,628 subscribers, my delicious little babies. This uploader, search engine of your choice, my delicious little babies, is called Mr_Pink. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Mr_Pink. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, the video should read, it really is that damn firm. Dog and burn. Okay, my delicious little babies. So just repeat that again. It really is that damn firm. We just say, you know, dog and bone, meaning phone. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this video here is over 20 minutes long, okay? And he's a youngish young man. I'd say probably in his 20s, okay? But yes, he's just done saying it. It's common sense, okay? And what he's talking about is how the ferns that we use now, you know, like years ago, that's what he's referring to. I got him straight away, yes, okay? If you look years ago, it used to be, you know, his words was an escape, you know what I mean, or something like that. It's like when you look decades ago, you know, one used to use a house phone, they used to talk to somebody else, you know, and they used to have a good old natter, you know, they'd probably get all of the housework done or whatever they did, or do you understand what I mean? And then, you know, they'd probably call a family member or call somebody, do you know what I mean, and have a good old natter, do you see what I mean? But what's happened is now, what he's basically saying is that these ferns, there we are, they're just taking over. Do you see what I mean? So, again, that is another very good little video to listen to. Okay, my delicious little babies, because it is true. This is very, very super duper true, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Okay? So, it's got to the point where, you know, for some, it is ridiculous. And I mean, if you look at some little teenagers, God bless, over these years, and what do? You know, the parents try to take their phones, the dog and burns off them. And the teenagers, there we are, start to get damn aggressive. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because it is an addiction. But what your young man there's saying is that, and God bless him, not in, you know, like I said, with anybody not in that way, not in that way. What he's saying is that we've got enough addictions in the world. Absolutely bang on true. You're listening to a young man there we are, ding, ding, dong, dong, with common sense. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Well, worth a little listen to that as well, my delicious little babies. Now then, the final two. This one here came upon my feed. I've never seen this man before, my delicious little babies. It's only just over 5 minutes long, my delicious little babies. This is on YouTube, so the last two are on YouTube, my delicious little babies. So this uploader happens to have 18.1 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. In the old search engine, in old YouTube, my delicious little babies, the space laugh space of space Brian space show. Okay, my delicious little baby. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you. The laugh of Brian show. The video should read, I'm 51. I avoid, here we go again, people, I prefer mankind. I avoid people now. Here's why. Okay, my delicious little baby. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? I'm 51. I avoid people now. Here's why. Yes, my delicious little babies. Now you're probably wondering, well, why am I mentioning this? Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I thought I'll have a little listen to this. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And there we are. Ding, ding, dong, dong. I got you, man, there. You see, what he talks about is, when we're young, I could not agree more. When we're young, okay, even I would say, I would add on to that even for the most streetwise, do you see what I mean, okay? Every now and again you will fall through the net. Meaning, that's figure of speech, meaning that, you know, just when you think that, you know, you've worked somebody out now then, do you see what I mean, okay? The goalpost is moved, you know, then, you know, somewhere down the line we've all been shafted. Whether it's been relationship-wise, whether it's been financially-wise, whether it's been with some in business, whether it's been with some with jobs, You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm just, you know, adding on to this. This is not what your man there has said. It's what I'm saying, okay? And there's many different reasons. For some, it could be friendships, whether it be platonically or maybe a little bit intimately, or, you know, in relationships. Do you see what I mean? But at some point over the decades, when you get to the age of 51, and I'm 51, you know, there we are, you learn many things, you know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes, you know, you can make a mistake, or maybe you could wrongly judge something. We've all done it, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But what he's saying is, and I got him, bang, 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 because he's saying that he does not particularly like many people, my delicious little babies. Now, he said that he spends a lot of time on his own. He has his business and everything, and he gives that 100%. You know, I always say 150%. You see what I mean? But he gives it 100%. You know, he's very friendly. You know, when it comes to his business and everything. Do you see what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that he just prefers, you know, maybe to spend more time alone. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and I get where he comes from. Because for myself, I'm very much, there we are, like that as well, my delicious little babies. And for some, they probably wonder to themselves, you know, which I have. I've had my beautiful, dear little neighbours up the road, you know, and they say, oh, you're always on your own. I say, no. I say, please do never ever worry about myself. Do you know, oh, my beautiful, dear little Syrian neighbours up the road. God, they're such a beautiful little family, you know, they're so beautiful. And I never needed to stumble there. They're just a beautiful family inside and out. You wouldn't change them for the world. And this, you know, but when they've said to me, which I have on a number of occasions, you're on your own, you all right? I said, no, I said, I'm perfectly fine. I said, thank you for asking. Do you know what I mean? Because what happens is, over the years, and like I said, with my circle of friends, very small, circle. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I've got my beautiful little babies. Of course I have. Do you know some of my beautiful little Riz and beautiful little mates? Do you see what I mean, okay? But my point in all of this is that when you get older, okay, this is what I've found. Me personally, I do not need a lot around me or a lot of mankind around me. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'll have a little natter here and there with others outside or whatever. Do you see what I mean, okay? And I'll talk to me beautiful dear little friends, you know what I mean? But in reality, do I need all of, you know, everything around? No. So there we are. So I got your man what he was talking about. And he too, you know, has been in, you know, maybe a relationship that, you know, was not healthy for him. I've gone down that road myself. Do you see what I mean? So, you see, things in life, my delicious little babies, it does change you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I do not feel, you know, that I need everybody around me. No, I do not. Do you know what I mean? To me, I see it as, before I even say it, less stressful. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at it, if you're worrying, because that's what happens sometimes, my delicious babies. If you're always worrying about what somebody else's, what their thoughts are, little Rose, please, babe, what their thoughts are, okay, Mad, thank you. My delicious little babies, okay? It could be family, could be friends, could be anything, could be work, could be anything, business, anything. If you're always sparing a thought and you're always worrying about what somebody else's thoughts are, well, you know, that's just a waste, there we are, of your damn well energy. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? That's the way I see it. So for myself, I'm just happier, there we are, that way, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Simple things, live a simple life. Do not complicate things. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But even when I was young, I could be, there we are, very much like that, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, I could see whoever, if I was out and about, you know, if I'm out, you know, pubbing, clubbing, whatever I was doing, you know what I mean, or working. But there was never a lot who ever came to my home. I just never really was into that, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? And I'm still not now. Do you see what I mean? So I got where your man was coming from, but please, you know, for those of you, but he explains it in his way, I explain it in my way. Do you see what I mean? Okay, not everybody needs everybody, you know, just to get that. Do you know what I mean? to make them feel better or feel good. You know, I happen to love mankind. Yes, I do. But just at a distance. Not meaning that nastily, my delicious little babies, but just keep it at a distance, you know what I mean? And I'm feel, there we are, so much better in myself. And not only that, but there's so many different energies that fly around. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. There's so many different energies. There we are that, oh, do you know what I mean? Because you must remember, ones are going through depression, they're going through lots of different things, very sadly, my delicious little babies. This is just my feelings on it. I'm only speaking for myself, the way that I feel. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can feel if somebody's feeling like really down, or if the energy's a little bit off-putting, or do you understand what I mean? I can usually feel that. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So, yeah, and I try not to, you know, be too close, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, okay. It's different, of course, if it's, you know, say one of my beautiful, dear little friends, you know, we're having a conversation. We could be talking about anything in the world. Do you know what I mean? Or say if it's one of my close, you know, beautiful, dear little neighbours or something, you know, somebody wants to come and have a little natter about something. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is that it's better to protect your own energy. That's the point that I want to finish on with that particular video, my delicious little baby. So I got your man there where he was coming from. You know, it's not that he, you know, he just has a different way of how he words things to how I see things. Like I said, I love mankind, but just at a distance. Do you see what I mean, okay? If I keep myself like that, there we are, then I feel better in myself. Believe you me when I say that, my delicious little babies, I really do, you know. Do you see what I mean, okay? I do not want someone coming and invading, there we are, my space. Do you see what I mean, okay? Because it's not very nice, okay? Now then, my delicious little babies, but well worth still listen. It's like I said, it's only over 5 minutes long, my delicious little babies. And finally, what I want to end with, and then I'm going to close my book. You're probably wondering, well, why am I mentioning this? It's ever so strange. Right, well, this came up on my feed. Now, you know, I just do not know why, okay? But, of course, you know, we all know that the dog and Burns the Ferns are listening to us. Do you know what I mean? And, of course, you know, they're monitoring whatever we watch, you know, whatever we see, whatever we watch. We all know that, my delicious little babies, okay? But my point is, this is on YouTube as well, my delicious little babies. Now, this upload happens to have 601,000 subscribers. My delicious little babies are pretty high, okay? Now, this uploader is called Lamont, okay? So it's in the old search engine, my delicious little babies, Lamont at space at, as in AT, space large, okay, my delicious little babies. So Lamont at large on old YouTube, my delicious little babies. Now then, the video should read, he killed his wife 5 hours after marrying her, my delicious little babies. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? He killed his wife 5 hours after marrying her, yeah, my delicious little babies. This is, then I'm going to close my book. So, let's back in, we're back, going backwards again, my delicious babies. Now then, so this is over 30 minutes long, my delicious babies. And what this is about, okay, so I'm going to keep it rather short. What this is about, okay, because I try not to click on all of these because you can get rather carried away. And really, to be honest with you, because, I mean, God bless, there's nothing that we could have done to have helped he or she, very sadly. And, you know, and after a while, it can depress you if you're listening to these videos. I do not mean that in a nasty way, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean, okay? It just makes you feel very upset when you see what some mankind are very capable of, and it's just really awful, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so this nurse, who's 49, she has a 10-year-old son, and she went and got her, what did she get? Was it a bachelor's? Then she got a master's, and she's a nurse, okay? Anyway, so cut a long story short, so she meets this doctor, okay? Now, I must say, not everything is about looks. No, it is not, okay? As I always say, you know, it's all skin deep. Do you understand what I mean? You've got to look at what's inside of somebody. Do you know what I mean? Not just what's on the outside, okay? And everybody has a different taste in who they like and who they do not like. You know what I mean? It's whatever floats somebody's boat. Anyway, but she was what I would regard, not in that way, you know what I mean? Not meaning that nasty, but, you know, she was an attractive woman. She's still young, my delicious little babies, okay? So anyway, fast forward, she meets this doctor, who, by the way, is no oil painting, I must just say. I personally would never in a million years have put those two together, he and she together, never. Okay, my delicious little babies, the energy just didn't sit right. She was very happy, very smiley, very, do you know what I mean? He, on the other hand, had a very miserable looking physog. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies, okay? You could just tell. He's a moody little F. You could just see it just by looking at him. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Not my cup of tea whatsoever. Never would be. Not a kind of man like that, no. And I certainly wouldn't flipping go out with a doctor. Not a flipping chance. Cannot stand them. Anyway, so fast forward. So she went on a few dates. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, the part that I just do not get in all of this, my delicious babies, please, you know, if you have any form of an interest, please take a listen to this video. Because what I just do not get, I really fail to understand this now, is how, you see, there was what we call, just figure of speech, red flags. There we are, there was red flags. And plus the fact that the cracks were, it's not like if you've been with somebody, say, 10 years, or I don't know, you know, but usually you can tell, can't you? You know, if you're going to get along with somebody, and I've always said, like I've been saying for months and months and months and months and months, and I do it on my readings as well, that you must get to know somebody. You must get to know, there we are, everything about them. Well, you know what I'm saying, okay? Not like, you know what I'm saying, yes, okay? But whether or not the two of you, shall we say, are going to be able, there we are, to rock and roll. Do you see what I mean? It's not all about swinging off the old chandeliers, and, you know, you have to be able to form a intelligent, there we are, conversation, and have many conversations. So, in other words, whoever you're with should be not only your best friend, but should be, you know, an excellent best friend, an excellent lover, and, you know, the two of you should be super duper, rocking and rolling, hunky-dory tickety-boo, super duper happy together. That's how it should be, my delicious little baby. So if you do not feel that it's quite going in that direction, say you could, I don't know, maybe for some, God bless them, the penny doesn't drop, very sadly, okay? And of course, I've been a reader for, you know, well over, you know, a couple of decades now. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So I've done hundreds of readings, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Plus, not to mention what I've seen over the decades in my lifetime. So I know. So the part that I didn't get in all of this was not like, well, it certainly, very sadly, was not a match made in heaven. But on top of this now, it's not like she was with him for years, because she wasn't. My delicious little babies, to the circle. She wasn't with him for years, so I just didn't get it. Plus the fact he was what you call a proper, like, you know, needed WD-40. It's like he squeaked when he walked. He probably had to blow his cobwebs off his wallet. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies, to get his ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching out. Yeah, but apparently he had a bit of an issue with that as well, my delicious little babies, anyway. But of course, we know ourselves how much the doctors make, don't we, my delicious little babies? Of course, we do not know exactly, unless you know somebody personally who is a doctor. So we would not have an exact ballpoint figure, would we, my delicious little babies, okay? But, you know, we sort of know what these consultants, doctors, surgeons are really on. Ka-ching, ching, ching, do you see what I mean, okay? And for most of them, they're not very happy little bunnies at all, okay? They're just robots who are there to do, there we are, a job for somebody else. Okay, my delicious little babies now then. So what happened was, he started getting aggressive. So fast forward, they had this their wedding. Now apparently she was frightened to not marry him. My delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? So she made this phone call. This is at the start of the video, my delicious little babies. And I tell you what, you could have got that flipping operator. And I'm not joking. And flipping slapped her with a flipping, well, it's only a figure of speech, my delicious little babies, and slapped her with a wet fish. Docile is not the flipping word, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and she's on the other end of the dog and burn. I mean, this poor woman now has called for help. Do you see what I mean? Okay, but what happened was the poor woman, the nurse who we're talking about here now, she got the address slightly wrong, the numbers. My delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? Okay, and she was saying that she was basically having the shart beaten out of her. Okay, and you could hear how terrified she was. My delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? Then all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. He'd flipping shot her a number of times, my delicious little babies, and very sadly, God bless her, killed her. And then he was found somewhere else in the home. Was it down in the basement or something? And, well, he wasn't alive either, my delicious little babies. So my point is, what was the point of it all? This is the question that I'm asking. What was the point of all of that? Do you know what I mean? So what was it now? He wanted to bring her, God bless her, into his sick and nasty world. And it seemed to me, my delicious little babies, reading in between the lines, he probably had a lot of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Rather a large number of problems, my delicious little babies, when it comes to the old ka-ching. Do you see what I mean? Because when it comes to paying for the drinks and everything, you know, after the wedding and everything, and, you know, you go to, I suppose, like these venues. And, you know, well, his card got declined. Anyway, he was getting really super duper angry. So it's very clear that everybody could see what his real personality was like, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But you know what? For myself, you know what, I would have done everything I could. I'm only speaking personally. I'm not talking or speaking for anybody else, my delicious little babies, but I would have done my utmost to find somewhere to get away from your man there now then. Because I just do not get the point here. She had a little 10-year-old son. So that's the part I'm really failing to understand here. Whatever, God bless her, possessed her. Do you know what I mean? She knew it wasn't right virtually at the beginning. There we are. So why continue it? Do you know what I mean? It just never made any sense at all. Do you know what I mean? And we could say, oh, is it because of the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching? Well, no, because if she's earning a decent wage, you know, she wouldn't have to even be with. Do you see what I'm saying? In other words, it should not matter one iota. Do you see what I mean? If somebody's not right for you, usually the signs, there we are there very quickly, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, nevertheless, it was a really sad story. And of course, who was left behind? A little son, God bless, you know, and a little friends and, you know, her little family. Do you see what I mean? All of that, it was just totally senseless. What was the point in it? Sick in the head, man. You know what I mean? Another one. And it does happen with women as well, my delicious babies. However, not nowhere near as bad as man and woman. Do you see what I mean? But this is a craziness, isn't it? You know, so if he wasn't happy, so, okay, I don't mean it nasty, but if he wanted to take his own life, well, flipping be done doing it. Go and shoot your damn self anywhere you want, you know what I mean? But don't take that poor woman's life and, you know, and where her dear little son is then left without a mama bear. Putrid, man. Do you see what I mean? But that's the world that we live in, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? And I heard another one this morning. Then I'm going to go, my delicious little babies. And just towards the end, I thought I'm cutting this off. I thought, because, you know, it just goes through me. But, you know, it's just figure of speech, my delicious little babies, where she was with this man. And she was with him from when she was 19. And, you know, and then anyway, he asked her to call him sir. He wanted to know everywhere where she was, every moment of the day. Of course, in the latter years where they were together, you know, I mean, he did turn to physical violence, my delicious little babies, okay? You know, sort of gagged her and did everything. I mean, just completely potty, okay? And of course, she's still here to learn, you know, to maybe not make the same mistake again. But, so saying that, she's remarried, and she's been remarried now for 5 years. But what she's saying is that even to go to give her the husband who she's with, to go and give him a hug, she sort of shakes, you know, and everything like that. Well, really, isn't that bringing what's gone on in her life previously into that relationship? Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? I was just seeing it from a different point of view, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, okay? But yet she stayed with her husband. Now, even when her little bairns were young, because they had 2 little bairns together, even when her little bairns were young, you know, she should have said to herself, it's better to have 2 parents apart and happy, and the little bairns happy, than have 2 parents together constantly arguing, or one being afraid of the other. Do you see what I mean? Okay? And she spent years with him. My delicious little babies, do you say? So, the way that I see it is, my delicious little babies, I feel the ones where my heart really goes out is where, and even if they've like, I know the ones who I really, really, really feel sorry for, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? But I don't feel, I mean, and your woman there who's then got married again. So what is it? She cannot be on her own. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And you do get man and woman out there, my delicious little babies, where there we are, where they are like that. It's like, you know, they come out of one relationship and then they trot off then into the next relationship. Do you see what I mean? Okay, without getting to know themselves again, or giving themselves what I would call breathing space, so that they have their own identities. Do you see what I mean? But no, some just like to, you know, they have to be with somebody. Well, for myself, there's something, there we are, wrong there as well, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? I strongly feel if it's for anybody, this is just, I'm just talking my own thoughts, not nobody else's. But for myself, they must work, there we are, on themselves. You know, because in order to be able to fulfill a relationship with somebody new, you know what I mean, and get to know them and everything, get to know one another, well, you know, they must be free to love somebody new. Do you understand what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Not have all of these issues from previous relationships. Do you see what I mean? Because all that they do, there we are, is just carry that into the new relationship. And then, of course, what then happens? Problems start happening. The cracks occur. That's what happens, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But you cannot keep saying, oh, you know, well, and just keep going back into the situation. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because it's not healthy. Do you see? So there's different, you know, situations, and that's the way I'm going to leave my video, stumbling there, my delicious little babies. But I was just speaking from my own view. I'm a woman with a view. I should have my effing view. Do you know what I mean? But some of these relationships, I just do not get. I really just do not get it. If you know that somebody is not right for you from the start, you come out. You know what I mean? You do everything you can to say, oh, no. I really, you know, it doesn't matter what excuse you use. Well, I want to be on my own at the moment. That's a famous one, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? I want to be on my own. You know, I'm just not ready for a relationship. You do everything you can to come out of the situation now. Do you see what I mean, okay? You don't say to yourself, oh, well, I feel that with a bit of time, this one's going to change. No. Because they're not going to change, my delicious little babies. And if they know that they can manipulate you, they know that they can control you, there we are. That's what they're going to be doing. And then it's going to get from bad, there we are, to worse, my delicious little babies, okay? And we've seen so much of it over the decades. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So anyway, so until my next video, so wherever you are in the world, have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my delicious little babies, okay? And you just please look after yourselves now. Yeah, but another sad story. Do you understand what I mean, okay? With that poor woman being shot and beaten up and everything by a flipping husband, flipping five hours after. Wow. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you see? And of course, when he brings himself out now then, there we are, in front of everybody else now then, you know what kind of man you're dealing with. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Does it sound a little bit like what's going on in the world right now? Coming out. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, moral's still the same. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So, yes. So whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, have a super duper delicious time wherever you are. So much love. God bless. Thank you so very much once again, you know, for listening to any of my videos or putting a like or, you know, just viewing it. Do you know what I mean? If it helps any of the videos that I advertise, you know, you may get some good information from some of the videos that I advertise. And peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful... Rewind and start again. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. So until my next video, you just take care now. Look after yourselves. And if you do know anybody who's in one of those situations, please, I beg you with a Lord of mercy, if they've met somebody, please. It's never going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Okay, so you just take care now. Lots of love. Goodbye.